Welcome students, welcome to Masters Bloomingdale Academy. So today we are going to start a new chapter, acids, bases and salts. So before going on to explain this lesson, I want to tell that before learning any lesson, you have to learn the keywords of that particular lesson, so it will be easy for you to understand and grasp the lesson. So today we will discuss about the keywords of this lesson. So let us start the video. First of all, indicator. So what is the indicator? So basically you have seen indicators in your bike. So the indicators are used to tell the side or direction. So in the same manner, so indicators are used in labs to find out whether a substance is an acid or a base. So basically these indicators are used to find out a base or a acid. So then it is known as a indicator. So for example, what are the indicators present or used in the lab? For example, litmus. So basically this is, you are having blue litmus as well as red litmus. So it is basically a paper by which you can identify an acid or a base. So similarly you are having universal indicator as well as methyl orange. So all these are basic examples of indicators. So the next keyword is acid. So as you know that what is the acid? Generally in your lower classes you have studied. Acids are sour to taste and turn blue litmus to red. So the quality of an acid is generally it is sour in taste, and whenever you are taking a blue litmus and dipping it into an acid, so supposing this is acid, so the color of the blue litmus, it changes to red color. So whenever any substance you are taking in any beaker, and if you want to find out whether it is an acid or a base, you have to take the blue litmus paper, and when you dip it, if you find the color is changing to red color, then we can say that it is a acid. So this is the definition of an acid. So let us see some of the examples of acid are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, your lemon water, it is also an acid, tamarind juice, basically it is known as imli in Urdu or Hindi, tamarind juice, and vinegar. So these are some of the examples of an acid. So coming on to the next one, next keyword is base. So bases are soapy to touch and they turn red litmus to bases are soapy to touch and they turn red litmus to blue. So basic quality of a base is that it is soapy, and if you are taking a base and you are dipping one red litmus into the base, so the color of the red litmus will change into blue litmus. So what you have to remember here, base, in a base red litmus is changing to blue color, then we can say that it is a base. Similarly, in a acid, if the blue litmus is changing to red color, then we can say that it is an acid. So this is the thing you have to remember. So coming on to the next keyword, red litmus. So what is the red litmus? It is an indicator which turns blue color in basic medium. So basically red litmus, it changes to blue color when it is in basic medium. So then we can say that it is a red litmus. Similarly, blue litmus, it is opposite of red litmus. So here it is also an indicator which turns to red. It turns to red in acidic medium. So blue litmus it turns to red in acidic medium. So when this is the case, we can say that it is a blue litmus. Similarly, we are having another indicator which is phenolphthalein. So what is phenolphthalein? It is a colorless solution. First of all, it is a colorless solution used as an indicator. It does not change its color in acidic medium. When it is in acidic medium, it is colorless, or it does not change its color, but it turns into pink color in basic medium. So when it is in basic medium, so what happens? The color of this phenolphthalein, it will change to pink in basic medium. So basically we can say indicators are of two types. One is natural, another one is artificial. So this phenolphthalein is example of artificial indicator. Similarly, natural indicators, you are having turmeric solution, and this red litmus, blue litmus, they are also made up of natural. So this is about the indicators. So coming on to the next keyword, the next keyword is methyl orange. So it is also a type of artificial indicator. So it is orange in color. It is orange in color. It changes to red color in acidic medium. When it is in acidic medium, it changes to red color, whereas in basic medium, it turns to yellow color in basic medium. So this is the definition of methyl orange. The next one is neutralization reaction. This reaction is nothing but it's a reaction between acid and a base which gives rise to salt, is known as neutralization reaction. So what is salt? A substance which is formed as a result of neutralization. So this is neutralization reaction. This complete reaction, acid plus base, gives rise to salt. So what is salt? Salt is formed by the reaction of acid and base. So this is known as salt. So similarly, next one you are having olfactory indicators. Olfactory indicators means they are indicators which depend upon the smell. So in acidic medium, the smell will be different, and when the same thing is in basic medium, the smell will be different. So this indicator basically depends on smell. So if the smell is different, the medium will also be different. So example are clove oil and vanilla essence. So coming on to the next keyword, it is hydronium ion. So before explaining this hydronium ion, I want to explain what are ions. Generally there are two types of ions, anion and cations. So anions are negative and cations are positive. So how is this ion formed? Ions are formed when you are passing electricity through an electrolyte. In electrolysis of water, you have studied about these ions. So when I say about cation and anion, anion is negatively charged and cation is positively charged. Don't get confused with anode and cathode. So this anode and cathode, they both are electrodes. So what is the symbol of anode? it is positive, and the symbol of cathode is negative. So in electrolysis, in your lower classes, we have seen this activity. You are splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. So you are using electrodes. One is positive and the other one is negative. So anode is positive and cathode is negative. So here in ions it is quite opposite. You can see anode is positive here, anion is negative, and cation is positive and cathode is negative. So how to remember this anion? So see that here A, anion is starting with A. So this line, it represents minus. It represents minus. Similarly in cation, if you take T, this is, it represents positive sign. So that's why this cation is positive. So remember this is about ions. Now let us see what is a hydronium ion. Hydrogen ion cannot exist as base ions. That is, hydrogen cannot exist in free nature. It has to combine with other ions. So here this hydrogen is combining with water molecules. So hydrogen is combining with water molecules. So how many water molecules? Nearly 4 to 6 water molecules. So this is the definition of hydronium ions. It is represented by H3O+. So depending upon the concentration of these hydronium ions, we can say the acid is strong or weak. So here strong acid means an acid which has more H3O+ ions. If more ions, more hydronium ions are present, then it is a strong acid. Example is hydrochloric acid. So similarly, what is a weak acid? Opposite of strong acid. That is, here more ions are there, hydronium ions are there. Here you are having fewer or less number of hydronium ions. So this is the definition of strong acid and a weak acid. And the example of weak acid is C3COOH. It is nothing but your acetic acid, which is weak in nature. Now we'll discuss about what is strong base and what is weak base. So generally you have to remember here that base, whenever you are thinking about base, you have to think about OH minus ions. So a base which has more OH ions is called strong base. Example is sodium hydroxide, NaOH. So similarly, what is weak base? It is opposite of this. A base which has fewer OH ions. If more OH are there and fewer are there, if fewer are there, then it is a weak base. If OH ions are more, then it is a strong base. So now I want to ask one question on what is the difference between an acid and a base. See here, in acid you have H plus ions, whereas in a base you have OH minus ions. For example, acid HCl, hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid. So can you see here H? So similarly, base, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, NH4OH. So all these are having OH. So common thing is that OH is the common thing in bases, whereas H is the common thing in acid. And the example of weak base is ammonium hydroxide. So I hope that you are able to understand these keywords. So students, do remember that if you want to understand the lesson easily, you have to go through these keywords. Then only it will be easy for you to understand the complete concepts which are coming, the experiments which are going on coming in the next videos. So you have to understand these keywords. Unless and until you are not thorough with these keywords, you can't understand the next lectures or the next classes. So I hope that you are understanding all these concepts. If you are having any doubts regarding these concepts, please comment in the video below. If I get the time, I will try to explain these points more clearly so that it will be easy for you to understand.